to the Behind the Bench Sports Network. This is the Kobe Bryant Film Room. Hey, man, hope you guys are having a good day so far. Uh, Shout out to the bench crew, um, Rashad, Jermaine, JB, Kelvin, Big Dog Talk Sports. We putting it down, man. Um, Trying to make great content for y'all every day, man. So like and subscribe, support us, share the video, and enjoy. Okay, so today is a special day, y'all. For me and for Lakers fans all around the world, today is a special day. We're celebrating and commemorating the life of the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant, right? Well deserved. Um, this statue is well deserved, man. Um, it's going to be right outside the crypto arena, which is the Staples Center, which is known as the house that Kobe Bryant built, right? This is the house that he built. Now, why is it the house that he built? Because the Lakers, Magic Johnson, Kareem, and all those great Lakers before him put it down in the West in the Forum, right? When they moved to Staples Center um, was a whole new legacy, y'all. 5 chips, you know what I'm saying? 5 chips within the span of a decade, y'all. Dominance, sheer dominance, um, sheer determination, sheer passion, sheer will, sacrifice. And we forget that when we're talking about these players. Sacrifice from their families, getting up early, 3 a.m., to be great, to carry on the legacy of Michael Jordan and the legends before him, um, to carry on tradition. That was very important to Kobe. Carrying on tradition, man. Showing people, proving people I'm the best by guarding the best, by dominating, by leadership, by uh, uh, skill, by offense, defense, killer instinct, wants to cut your throat. And if he's going after the leader of the pack, um, to make an example out of him, uh, Kobe Bean Bryant meant a lot to a lot of people, man. For real, inspired me to play basketball, inspired a lot of people to play basketball, a lot of NBA players. They want to hide his impact, but they can't. They can't cover it up. Matter of fact, he's he, it's almost like we talk about him more. That fact that he's gone, his voice is getting louder, right? Kobe's legacy is strong. Uh, they try to punish him for winning. They try to punish him for being who he was, and who he was got him 5 NBA championships, right? They tried to call him a sidekick, even though he's got more championships than the person he was supposed to be a sidekick to. Who's the common denominator to all these championships that the Lakers had in the past 2 decades, right? Leading scorer in the 2000s, 28 points per game, 46% field goal, uh, back-to-back championships, beating the most competition, the most 50 win teams in NBA history. Uh, we all know about his awards. Um, we all know about his accomplishments. but most importantly, what he was doing off the floor as a father. You know, we talk about examples of black fatherhood, uh, but they they normally don't bring up Kobe. They recognize Kobe as a good father, but they don't point out him as a good black father. To me, he deserves to be in that category. Um, did I know him personally? No. Uh, but from what we see, he would be that image, right? And you could tell from far away he loved his family. He's always talked about his family, and he was specifically proud of his daughter, who also will be right beside him. That's why the statue's going up on 2/8/24 because of Gigi as well, y'all. Um, Shout out to Vanessa Bryant for holding Kobe's legacy down. Uh, we appreciate her and all the things she's trying to do. It had to be hard to lose your daughter and your husband at the same time, along with other people she probably knew on that helicopter. Um, RIP to those folks as well. Um, they were somebody to somebody. Um, but I wanted to go deeper dive and give you a little glimpse of the intangibles of Kobe being Bryant and why you can't rule out intangibles in the game of basketball. So, a lot of people think when I bring up Kobe and I bring up his intangibles, it's like, oh, you're just doing that because you have to find some type of way to put him on top, right? Um, and that's actually wrong. I actually had other players above Kobe all time, even though Kobe was the best player that I looked at and I seen, the best skilled player I've ever seen, right? And I had to look at the game differently. I started looking at the game differently. And I started looking at the game off impact. Because if you look at the game off stats, stats don't win games. Like the people I want to put it to you like this. When Michael Jordan was scoring all those points and breaking all those records in the 80s, uh, it looked good individually, but he wasn't winning. Why? Because he needed to sacrifice some of those numbers. This is why players didn't play for stats because they wanted to win. He had to sacrifice some of those numbers playing in a system. He bought into coaching, which made him coachable and led to him winning multiple titles. Why? Because Mike did the dirty work too. Intangibles, right? Michael Jordan's intangibles were off the chart. His numbers went down when he started winning as an individual. Um, Kobe's numbers actually did the opposite because Kobe started off winning earlier on in his career, and Kobe sacrificed. And this is the thing that people don't understand. Kobe sacrificed in the beginning of his career. So people call him selfish, bro. He sacrificed his individual numbers for the betterment of the team. A lot of times Kobe held his game back. And I think that Kobe could have broke a lot of records. Had he been the sole superstar on his team, he could have got more individual. success. I actually think it's kind of amazing that a man who came off the bench and even missed a couple of years because of the injury, uh, still is what, fourth all time in scoring, which lets you know had he continued to play, he would have been easily the all time scoring leader. But it didn't happen, right? Uh, but that just shows you what type of scorer that Kobe Bryant was. Um, that's why, like a lot of times in these arguments, you can't just look at sheer um, counting numbers, right? So Kobe Bryant had to sacrifice his numbers to play with another all-time great who also demanded the ball. Um, but as soon as Kobe Bryant got on a team where he had to carry the load, we saw offensive explosion like never before, never seen before in basketball. 81 points, 62 and three quarters. His numbers were off the charts, showing you his ability. Did Kobe change in 2007, 2008 season? No. He got Pau Gasol, so he did less. And it wasn't so much about Pau Gasol being this juggernaut player. He was a very good player and a very talented player, but it was more about the fit. See, Kobe's game fit with anyone because he could play off the ball. He could play on the with the ball, off the ball. You could use him at point guard. You could use him at small forward. You could use him at shooting guard. And he doesn't demand the ball all the time. See, a lot of times what these younger fans don't understand is that Kobe and Mike, a lot of times they would let from, and you can only understand this by watching them. They would feel out the game in the first couple of quarters and let their teammates get involved. Then they would take over later when their numbers called. Right? So they would let other guys get touches. That was their philosophy. Now sometimes Kobe would break the offense, of course. Sometimes Michael Jordan would break the offense. They're the most gifted uh, scorers in NBA history. You know, they're the most skilled players in NBA history, so they're going to break the offense. And they should get the most shots, right? A lot of people say, oh, look how much they shoot the ball. They should shoot the ball that much. They should. They're the best option to score, right? Who has a better chance of making the shot other than the most difficult shot makers of all time, right? So an easy shot for you is, and this is what I say about shot selection, right? A lot of people get on Kobe for shot selection. An easy shot, a hard shot for you isn't a hard shot for Kobe. So when people say, "Oh, that's a bad shot," not for him. It's almost like Steph Curry shooting from the three, right? Far out by the logo. Before this 3-point era started and Steph Curry started doing this thing, that was a bad shot for people. But you know why it's different? It's not a bad shot for Steph Curry. Because he has the ability to do that. Right? So Kobe showed you that you need him to score. He could score with the best of them all time. Right? Breaking record books, shattering record books. Right? 60-point game, 80-point game, 70. Look, Kobe could score. We already know that, right? So let's get to the main reason why I want to have this conversation with you guys is about the intangibles. Let's get to that and why I say what I say. The intangibles is, to me, at least 70% of the game. This is what separates your Ben Simmons, uh, uh, your James Hardens, uh, from your Kobe Bryants, right? Your intangibles. What are you? What are you in on that side of your chest where your heart is, left side of your chest? What are you? That thing between your head, that brain, what are you? See, a lot of people don't understand Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals. A lot of people don't understand, and I'm proud because I pointed this out before, and everybody thought I was capping, and nobody believed me. And I'm proud to have video footage where a guy breaks it down to a T, and I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put the video down in the description box. Kobe's impact on winning, and why, if you look at the stat sheet, it doesn't explain what he was, right? And as the Kobe Bryant, the case for Kobe Bryant as the GOAT said a while back, and this stuck with me. Um, Kobe Bryant is gonna be he's gonna lead in all the important categories, right? He's gonna be at least at the top in all the important categories. Um, so we look at when we look at advanced analytics, or we look at stats, or when we look deep into the game and the nuances of the game, you can see where Kobe is. So I'm gonna put this video in the description box of Kobe because I think it's rightfully so uh, that um, we get this video out to people uh, because especially today to honor what he actually accomplished. It makes it so special, and why he's getting a statue outside that building. So I was telling people before, and everybody said I was capping and all this stuff. So Kobe, in my opinion, Game 7 was Kobe's masterpiece. It was his masterpiece. And everybody's like, well, what are you talking about? He had great games. He had other great games. He had other scoring great games, other great scoring great games, and things like that. Right? He had defensive great games, but this one to me took the cake because your back's against the wall. Game 7, Celtics, Lakers, Sweet 16, everything on the line. What do you have to do? It's a defensive game. Nobody's shooting the ball well. And see, that's one thing they don't like to point out. They just point out Kobe's field goal percentage. Why don't you look at everyone's field goal percentage in that series? I mean, in that Game 7. Why don't you look at it? Kobe Bryant recorded more rebounds that Game 7 than Kevin Garnett. Kobe Bryant's defense, his awareness, his game plan, his strategy, his mind, his IQ, his skill set won them that game. And I tried to show it on my video, but this guy explains it better. Even though I think I did a good job on my channel, this guy explains it better than me. And people are going to see why not only is Kobe Bryant should be in everybody's top 5, he should be in everybody's top 2, arguably 1, because his impact on winning. Matter of fact, if we're talking about impact on winning, needing how long can I run a franchise? How long can I run a team with this player? 5, 6 years? Run the same team? When we lost in '08, do y'all realize we came back with virtually the same squad? We came back with damn near the same squad. There was not a huge push to get Kobe more help. I actually have a clip, an old clip of what in 2000 uh was it 2004 2005 season? I forgot what season it was, but they were pushing to get. They were bragging about Kobe getting Vladimir Radmanovich. They said, "Is he the missing piece in the West to the Lakers in the West?" Radmanovich. All he is a spot up shooter. He didn't need that much help to get it done. Bynum was drafted. Bynum was groomed. Bynum was molded. It took a process to mold Bynum. Bynum needed leadership into what he was, right? But Bynum was also injured. What did Kobe do? 61 on the Knicks to send a message that we ain't going nowhere. What did Kobe do after the loss to Boston? He hit the gym. Team USA led them to gold. Ran through his teammate. Because why? We lack toughness. These are intangibles. This is leadership, y'all. He toughened the team up. All the really major piece that they added was World Peace. World Peace was not a superstar. He was a good role player. He was a good, really good defender at that time. Still. And what did he do? Push those guys in practice. Push those guys. Push those guys. Make those guys better. And World Peace brought toughness to that Lakers team. So Kobe built a team. He wanted his team to be tougher because he knew what it took to beat the Celtics. Another thing is, what's special about Kobe is that this is beating teams. You don't beat every team the same. Although that's kind of changing because a lot of the teams are playing the same way in today's game. No knock on the current players, but they pretty much play identical, right? Shoot a lot of threes, things like that. But the Celtics were a bad rebounding team. They had the talent. They were a bad rebounding team. Look at their rebounding rankings that year. That was their Achilles heel. Kobe saw that weakness. That's why when people look at uh the oh man, he shot bad. Look how he was guarded. Three defenders on one side of the court, four or five guys on one side of the court. There's a reason why Ron Artest or World Peace was able to hit that three. Why? All the attention was on Kobe. When Kobe kicked that thing out, the whole defense actually had to shift to World Peace. When Kobe passed to Pau Gasol, when Pau Gasol made that great play, credit to Pau Gasol, Kevin Garnett was out of position. Why? Because he was trying to watch Kobe. The whole defense was designed to guard one man. Because why? Because the Lakers lacked shot creation on that team. But what did Kobe do in the clutch? Create his own shot to put the Lakers up, right? Taking the game. We were down in that game. We were losing. What's the difference, y'all? We had Kobe. They didn't. And Kobe took that shit. He took that shit for us. So when you fans out there, y'all understand why I get on LeBron James for missing that Celtics game. Because if you're a real Laker, like Kobe was, that Celtics game that shit meant the world to him. Kobe would cut off his arm before he'd miss a Celtics game. That's what makes you that Kobe did not want to ever leave the Lakers. He asked for a trade, but he really didn't want to leave. He really didn't. But Lakers management was doing, and along with the media, which we see today, was doing backhanded things, leaking stories, trying to cause conflict. Uh, and so the thing is that you got a guy who grew up a Lakers fan, just like I did. Kobe grew up a Lakers fan. We were we were practically born into this. I didn't root for any other team. For the 17 years that I knew Big Dog Talk Sports, y'all, he knows me as a Lakers fan. I did not switch up. I did not leave. I've been here through the good times. I've been here through the bad times. I've been through multiple team switches, coaching changes, Rudy Tomjanovich to Phil Jackson to Bernie Bickerstaff. And by the way, I think Bernie Bickerstaff, low key, was probably the greatest coach of all time during a stretch with the Lakers because we didn't lose games under Bernie Bickerstaff, but we wouldn't give him the job, but we gave it to Eddie Jordan and damn Mike Brown. But Bernie Bickerstaff was perfect. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, man, because I remember, man, Bernie Bickerstaff had us rolling. But they came in with that Princeton offense, man. The bringing in Mike D'Antoni uh and that's another thing. You know, a lot of people talk about how Kobe played for the Lakers, so he had all these advantages and all these great opportunities to build. No, he didn't. Where the Lakers didn't build shit around Kobe when Shaq left. He had to waste a lot of his prime years, his best years, on teams that could barely compete talent wise in the West, in the deep West. The West was so deep, the All Star game was imbalanced, and they had to change it to make it fair because all the All Stars were out West. Don't believe me? Count them. We're talking about NBA history here. He had to climb his way up. He had to demand something because they didn't put enough talent around him. He just wanted, and he didn't want to reload the whole team. He just wanted one other guy that he could make a run with. And that guy that he asked for was a one-time All-Star. Not a perennial All-Star, not a five-time All-Star, not a six-time All-Star, not an MVP candidate, none of it. He needed a one-time All-Star who never won a game in the playoffs. That's all he asked for is a sidekick. He didn't ask for somebody who's just as good as him. He asked for somebody who could take the attention off him so he wouldn't be getting triple teamed every night. Not double teamed, because he still was getting double teamed with Powers there. And he still was actually getting triple teamed with Powers there. But he just needed somebody to build with. Because although Lamar Odom was talented, Lamar Odom was only giving you 13 a game. I hate to say this about Lamar, but he underachieved because he had other things going on outside of the court. And I think he'll admit that. Right? Um, um, and that's the part, getting in the lab, bringing out the best of the Jordan Farmar, Sasha Vujacic, you know, solid guys who were specialists. You know, they weren't really great role players. They were just specialists. Came in, did their jobs. Shout out to Jordan Farmar for coming in and Sasha Vujacic for hitting those free throws. But those guys did their jobs. Kobe only asked role players to do what they came there to do. Do what you do best. You shoot threes. This is what I need you to hit, these threes. Hey, Farmar, I need you to be aggressive. Right? When you're getting downhill, that affects the game. Shannon, this is what you bring to the table. Let's go. Trevor Ariza got a big contract after playing with Kobe. Bring that defense. Bring that athleticism. Bring that aggressiveness. Right? Trevor Ariza was still young when he played with the Lakers. Real young. So, my memories of Kobe is that he gave us everything he had. He had the mind. He had the heart. He had the skill set, the will, the passion, the love for the game. This is the Kobe Bryant Film Room. I appreciate you guys for watching. As we celebrate today, it's Kobe being Bryant's day. My favorite player, my GOAT. If you have your GOAT, that's okay. But this is my GOAT. He will always be remembered. And I'm out. Peace.